This could be the most quietest air cooler that I had on review ever, because it's simply whisper quiet. And this is in idle, of course, you can't hear it. It's not only the case fans, but literally nothing is heard from this chassis. And then when you turn on regular benchmarks, it kind of does create some noise, but nothing drastical in terms that will definitely distract you. So guys, this is BeQuiet's Dark Rock 6, and you also have Dark Rock 6 Pro or Dark Rock Pro 6, which basically is let's say a upgraded version of this one right here. Sadly, I don't have it here for review, but I'm gonna give you all the details, benchmarks and thermals and everything else that you need to know about Dark Rock 6. So let's go with this one and discuss first and foremost the specifications, details, and everything that you need to know right from the box, and all the details that are like technical data. Starting with dimensions, 102.4 times 139 times 162, so the total height is 162, and this means that it fits most of the cases in, well, basically even in a smaller compact size regarding, well, smaller than MIDI towers. Then we move forward, the total weight is just slightly above 1 kilo, and support for the socket is Intel up to 1851 and AMD AM5 and AM4. The maximum power capacity is 230 watts TDP, and noise level goes, and listen to this, 50% 11.9 decibels, 75% 23.2 decibels, and 100% RPM we're having 31.1 decibels. So this is what I was talking about, that this cooler is whisper quiet. We're having 6 heat pipes with 6mm diameter, and the fan dimensions are 135, 135, 25, talking about silent wings. Now, the speed that it runs is 2000 RPMs, airflow is at 79.5 CFM, and the air pressure is 2.48 millimeters H2O. We're having 4-pin PWM, so only one header goes from the cooler to your motherboard that you need to connect to CPU cooler, and that's it. Lifespan is 300,000 hours. Now, apart from the compatibility that I mentioned regarding the height and regarding the socket compatibility, we have one more crucial compatibility, which is RAMs and VRAMs. As you can see from a close-up, it actually doesn't obstruct the RAM or VRAM clearance. It's because of symmetrical design and heatsink cutouts, which basically gives you loads of clearance for literally everything. Now, when we move forward, when we're talking about keeping it cool and quiet, I'll get to the cool part during the benchmarks, we're having a semi-passive, quiet and active performance mode. So you have a switch on the fan which actually goes from quiet to performance mode. In the semi-passive quiet mode, it keeps the fan below 40% PWM. So this gives you an option if you're just doing some light work to keep it quiet and cool, you go with the quiet mode. But if you decide to go and you need more performance out of this CPU cooler, then basically you just switch to performance mode and it unlocks 2000 RPMs. Now, for the heat pipes and in general for the heatsink, what you get is special black coating with ceramic particles, which enables heat transfer from the heatsink to the air, keeping your system cool. Now, this is quite crucial because sometimes the paint and the coating on the passive heatsink or the heat pipes can actually obstruct the heat dissipation. So in this sense, it doesn't happen in terms of keeping the heat locked inside the CPU cooler or the coating or whatever. It actually does transfer the heat and dissipates it quite nicely. We're having 135mm PWM fan, which has fluid dynamic bearing and a 6-pole motor with optimized blades, as you already know and seen from the close-up. It's also quite important to mention that it's compatible with liquid metal, even though I did go with their thermal paste that comes in a box just to give you more relevant information during the benchmarks, but this is also quite crucial information. Now, going with easy mounting, and well, basically this is why this screwdriver is here, because I want to point out one more thing, and this is, I think we had, I can't remember the full name of the cooler, but regardless of that, the cooler arrived without a screwdriver, and with your regular screwdriver, you can access the screws to tighten up the cooler to the motherboard. Now, in this scenario, we have a quite long screwdriver that accesses those screws to tie up the air cooler directly to the motherboard. So let's go and do that. You have to remove the original retention brackets from your AMD, and you have two specific retention brackets that has 0 and 8mm offset. Now, with that in mind, I went with the 8mm offset just to give you a maximum performance that this cooler can give. And basically, next to that, you have to use those plastic standoffs, place those retention brackets depending on the offset. Are you going to go with 0 or 8mm offset, and tie up with 4 screws those retention brackets to those plastic standoffs. After that, thermal paste, remove the plastic foil from the cooler, remove the fan and the magnetic top, which is quite cool actually. Remove those and tie up the screws evenly to your socket. Then, when you're done with that, slide the fan back to the original mounting on the passive heatsink and attach the magnetic cover to get that familiar design and familiar look what BeQuiet usually has with their air coolers, giving you quite nice and stealth aesthetic visuals, because it doesn't have any RGB, which is quite alright. Have literally nothing against that. The thing that I went with Pure Base 501 LX is just because I didn't want to go with an air cooler in a fish tank. So this makes more sense. The only thing that it would potentially boost more performance is placing 2 fans on the top, one as an intake and one as an exhaust. One intake would actually push the air directly towards the CPU cooler, eventually GPU, and the top one will dissipate the heat much better. Now, going with that, it's time to check out the benchmarks because they're quite good. So in AIDA 64 Extreme Edition with AMD Ryzen 9 7900X3D, CPU went up to 90 degrees, which is definitely above average, and that is great. Clock speed is at 4800 MHz, which is just around average, and that's still quite alright. I can't argue with that. In terms of the Dark Rock 5 actually has 4850, which is much better, to be honest. But then we go with Cinebench and Thermal's clock speed and Cinebench score in general, finally, after 10 runs. So the average thermals are 79.2, which takes the 4th position, and that's quite outstanding because it beats all the past air coolers. Then we move forward with the clock speed, so we're having 4958, which is just slightly above average, but still quite alright. And then the Cinebench score is 26,392, which takes out Dark Rock 5 above 100 points, which is 4th position. If you tie up all the other air coolers that are just slightly like 10, 15 Cinebench points, which is just honestly meaningless to take into consideration. But in that sense, even though it's lower at the 7th position, I think it's 7th position altogether, we're having quite close battle at 4th position, giving Dark Rock 6 a quite nice potential, because let's be honest, it really doesn't create any unnecessary noise. You can lower it down with the quiet mode if you really need to go and do some light work, giving you nice, outstanding build in sense of stealth, minimalistic design, and easy compatibility in terms of installation and regarding the socket and all the other stuff. But then again, if you really do need to push the performance, it still is quieter than other coolers, which is outstanding, to be honest. And I'm really digging this. For all this information that you got in these 10 minutes, do let me know one thing. Is this cooler stealth enough for you? Do you want RGB, or do you just want to keep it plain and simple, minimalistic in your build with the quiet performance that this Dark Rock 6 gives you? And finally, PC Crazy approved badge just for everything that I mentioned, because the only thing that I could think of performance badge is the Dark Rock Pro 6. Sadly, it's not here, but regardless of that, Dark Rock 6 gives quite nice potential, and eventually Dark Rock Pro 6 can only do better. So guys, thank you for watching today's video. The links for if you desire to go with this chassis, Pure Base 501 LX is in the description with Dark Rock 6, so you can pair everything up, and I'll even add Dark Rock Pro 6, just because it's a more advanced cooler and potentially could perform much better than the Dark Rock 6. So yeah, that's all for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I'll see you quite shortly. Thanks, bye bye.